Hey guys, welcome to Stage 3. If you don't know, this is my co-host for Matinee Talk, Johnny Lightfoot, finally being on the channel. How you doing, Johnny?
Hey, pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. We just finished watching Avengers Endgame, so we'll we'll talk about that a little bit at the end of the Golden Globes nominations. This will be we'll call Matinee Talk Extras, I guess we'll call it like that.
Sounds good.
So basically, Johnny and I will come and do some video segments every once in a while just to talk about everything in general from movies and things like that. So we thought the first one might as well do it about the Golden Globe nominations. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we talk about all the nominations, is there a film you wished was on here?
And it's tough because I have not seen it. Unfortunately, out of the 120 2018 releases I've seen, I have not seen First Man.
Okay.
But I heard it is a shame. It was basically snubbed across the board.
So I was gonna say, I was just about to say the same thing. I would say First Man, and actually one of my favorites that I'm surprised nobody got nominated for, Widows.
Okay.
Steve McQueen's well, call it a heist film, but yeah, I'm pretty surprised that that wasn't in there as well. But other than that, I think they've did a little bit more sprinkling this year.
They did. They
So I think it's good. So let's start with Best Actress in a Drama for Motion Picture. We got Glenn Close, Lady Gaga, Nicole Kidman, Melissa McCarthy, and Rosamund Pike. So out of the five, I mean, the one, in my opinion, who had the best performance this year was Lady Gaga.
Yeah, it was Gaga. I mean, and the thing is, I didn't think she was that great compared to like previous like best actress performances,
Yeah.
but still compared to the rest, Nicole Kidman, when I saw Destroyer back at Fantastic Fest, I thought it was a great performance, but a horrible character, not a great movie. That really is gonna like set
Tarnish
her
it.
chances
Yeah.
back. So I heard, Melissa McCarthy as well. With Can You Ever Forgive Me? An earnest performance, but was it enough? Lady Gaga just got everybody in their feels.
So I was gonna say Melissa McCarthy's "Have You Ever Forgave Me." I watched majority of it. I didn't finish watching it. Um, this is probably her best performance she has done. I will say that, but it didn't give me enough per se. Glenn Close as the wife. I mean, in the wife. It's pretty interesting. I've heard a lot of things. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard that she did phenomenal. But I still think Bradley Cooper's A Star Is Born was like those two should win both Best Actor and Best Actress. It's a phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it yet, please go check it out. It's a phenomenal movie. Um, but other than that, we're gonna go right into Best Actor. Even though I said I think Bradley Cooper should win, they have Bradley Cooper, William Dafoe for Eternity's Gate, Lucas Hedger for Boy Race. Yeah, Boy Race. Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody, and John David Washington for Black Klansman.
This one I definitely feel like Bradley Cooper, 100%.
Yeah.
I know there are a lot of people who are also on the negative Lucas Hedges because he's in so much right now.
Yeah.
Like he's showing up everywhere. Like he's in mid-90s, Boy Race. Like he's just all over the place, which is good for a young actor. He's getting work.
You get work.
But I think Bradley Cooper's turn as Jackson Maine was just fantastic. Better, much better than his directing. Much better than his co-star. I think he was fantastic, and I definitely think Bradley Cooper takes that one.
Okay, that's how I figured. We're gonna skip Best Picture for now for musical and drama. We're gonna just go through Best Actress and Best Actor for Motion Picture Drama in a musical or comedy. For Best Actress, we're gonna talk about Emily Blunt, Olivia Colman. Is that Elsie Fisher? Yeah, it's Elsie Fisher, Charlize Theron, and Constance Wu. The surprise for me was Constance.
It was
Crazy Rich Asians.
Granted, she did it. She did an amazing job, and I freaking love her on TV.
Yeah.
But I just don't think she stacks up with. And granted, I have not seen Mary Poppins Returns, but everything I've heard so far leading up to its release is great things.
Yeah.
And then also Olivia Colman in The Favorite. The Favorite is one of those movies I saw early, a few months back, and it's one of those movies where like initially I was like, wow, this is really good. And it started on my list around like 18, and every time I go and rework my list for best pictures of the year, it slowly keeps just creeping and creeping and creeping, and now it's at like 7 or 8. So the performances in that film are magnificent, and then you have Charlize Theron with Tully.
Totally, yeah.
And Tully is a great movie. I cannot say enough good things. Like, I still have it in my top 5, and her performance
Still, okay.
is phenomenal. Elsie Fisher, Eighth Grade. I've heard wonderful things.
I still haven't watched Eighth Grade.
It's one of the. It's out of the films on this list for Best Actress in Musical or Comedy. That's the one film out of the 5 I haven't seen. So, leave that to be reserved. But as of right now, I would probably steer towards your sure bets with like Charlize Theron, Emily Blunt, or possibly Olivia Colman.
So I was say from my friends who've watched it, the like an early press screening of Mary Poppins, and what I've been reading from the New York Times and Variety, like this is the next instant classic for Mary Poppins.
Okay.
And I'm going to watch it. I think not this weekend, but next weekend after. I hear too many good things, and I think that's what everybody's gonna vote for. It's gonna be Emily Blunt. But like you said, Charlize Theron for Tully. I heard too many good things. That's another movie that's on my watch list. Constance was good, but I wouldn't be surprised if she. I wouldn't hope
just
she
being
won.
nominated for her is
enough.
that's an honor.
So that's why I was like, we'll see how that one goes. And then for Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, Christian Bale for Vice, Lin-Manuel Miranda for Mary Poppins Again, Vigo for Green Book, Robert Redford for The Old Man and the Gun, and then John C. Reilly for Stan and Ollie. Now for this one, I think 3.
I think Christian Bale or Vigo.
I was gonna say
one
it's
of
either
those
be
two.
Christian Bale or Vigo, and they might, just for the hell of it, Lin-Manuel might get it for Mary Poppins just for like be the oddball out. But yeah, Christian Bale as Vice is probably like I never thought anybody could get Dick Cheney as good as Christian Bale did. It did phenomenal.
Yep.
And Vigo, him, and I'm surprised that his co-star wasn't even on here either.
Mahershala Ali.
Yes, that's
he's on there.
He's on Best Acting Supporting Role. You're right. But like Vigo did so damn good in Green Book. I watched it this past week. Oh, phenomenal movie. So I think it's gonna go to either Christian or Vigo. Lynn, spec. Then Best Actress for Supporting, I would say it'll be Amy for Vice, Claire Foy for First Man, Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk, Emma Stone for The Favorite, and Rachel Weisz for The Favorite as well. For this is Best Supporting Role in a motion picture anyway. Any motion picture. And
to be honest, it's gonna go to either Emma Stone or Rachel Weisz.
you think
Because
so?
both of them were magnificent.
Phenomenal and Favorite?
Both of them were magnificent. I cannot see it going to somebody other than those two because
The Favorite was that good.
the movie was that good, and those two performances alone like are part of what made that movie good. Outside of just the satire and the humor, it's phenomenal, those performances those two women put out.
Okay. So I was gonna say I'm thinking it might be Emma Stone. If it won't be Rachel after that, I think hypothetically it's gonna be either Amy or Regina for If Beale Street Could Talk.
Yeah.
So with that being said, best supporting actor in any motion picture, you got Mahershala, Timothy,
Chalamet.
Chalamet for Beautiful Boy, Adam Driver, Richard E. Grant, and Sam Rockwell. Either Mahershala or Sam.
Yeah. Although there is a lot of Timothy Chalamet love, I think you're probably looking at Mahershala Ali or Sam Rockwell to take that one.
Sam did. Sam. I heard Sam does a really damn good job as the president, and I know that much. But like I said, the chemistry between Mahershala and Vigo for Green Book was just amazing. I would love to watch them do another movie together. It's just that's how great the chemistry was. So, I that was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And so, from that, we're gonna go with the best animated motion picture. So we got Incredibles 2, Isle Dogs, Mirar, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Based off everything I'm hearing, Spider-Verse is probably gonna take that one.
I was gonna say if Spider-Verse
before I heard the things that I've heard about Spider-Verse, I would have said Incredibles 2. But now I think Spider-Verse like in a landslide.
Yeah. So that being said, if you haven't seen any of these anime films, I think they're all good. But I for sure believe Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, best Spider-Man movie. Everybody keeps telling me.
That's what I've heard as well.
So I think it's gonna win the Golden Glove for best animated film. Best motion picture, foreign language. It's gonna be Capernaum, Girl, Never Look Away, Roma, and Shoplifters. I think
probably gonna be Roma.
Too many people, too many guys I listen to.
No, I've heard plenty of people saying like it could have been nominated for best drama.
Best picture drama, and most people believe that it's not gonna go for the Oscar for best foreign film. It might go for best picture. We don't know because they haven't came out yet, but that's what we've heard, and I think that might be the case, but we'll see about that. Best director for motion picture, you got Bradley Cooper, Alfonso Cuarón, Peter Farrelly, Spike Lee, and Adam McKay. I'm surprised that my boy wasn't nominated again this year, just for how much buzz this movie is getting. If Bill Street Could Talk, but it's neither here or there. But I would say if it had to go to somebody this year, it's going to Bradley.
I think it's either Bradley or Alfonso for best director. Everything that I've seen, considering that Bradley basically remade a remake of a remake of a remake,
and it's probably the best iteration.
Made it a tearjerker, best iteration of a film that's been remade 4 times. It's heartfelt, although Vice hasn't hit yet, but Adam McKay has done some great work over the last few years, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I think it's definitely between Bradley Cooper and Alfonso Cuarón. I think the fact that Roma is in Spanish could hurt its chances for Best Director, and the only reason it could not be nominated for Best Drama was the fact that Netflix submitted it specifically as foreign. So they felt like this is a Sherlock win, whereas that's just a nomination. So
I don't. We'll see. I want to see big things for it. So we're gonna see. Do you want to go through best original song, best original score, and best screenplay, or do you just want to do best picture?
I mean, I feel like stuff like score and song, those are probably like surefire hits. So like screenplay, Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, Deborah Davis, Tony McNamara for The Favorite, Barry Jenkins, Beale Street Could Talk, Adam McKay Vice, Peter Farrelly, Nick Vallelonga, Brian Curry for Green Book. To be honest, I'm again The Favorite.
Okay.
I can't keep saying how much, like, the more I think about this film, the more I want to watch it more, and it's great.
It's that good. Okay.
Original score. What do we have?
Marco Beltrami for A Quiet Place, Alexandra Desplat for Isle of Dogs, Ludwig Göransson, I keep killing that name, for Black Panther, Justin Hurwitz for First Man, and Mark Charmaine for Mary Poppins Returns. I think Mark or Justin.
I'm leaning towards Desplat or Justin Hurwitz.
I think Desplat did a good job with Isle of Dogs, but I think Justin did a phenomenal job with the First Man score. I mean, he does phenomenal every time he does a score. So I don't know yet. We'll see about that. But I think we both think that Justin might win it. So, and then best original song. All of the stars by Black Panther, Girls in the Movies, Dumpling, Requiem for a Private War, Revelation, and Shallow. I was like, sorry guys, nobody else is winning that award besides that. And then the last thing is, where is Best Picture for drama? All right, fine. So we're gonna do Best Motion Picture for Musical Comedy, which is Crazy Rich Asians, The Favorite, Green Book, Mary Poppins Returns, and Vice. I think it's gonna go to Favorite.
Yep.
And if by some apparent reason it doesn't, Mary Poppins.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be The Favorite, and if it's not Favorite, I think Green Book.
You think Green Book? Okay.
Yeah. In terms of Best Motion Picture Drama, Black Panther, which is a huge nomination. The fact that even got nominated,
I was surprised when that got on the nomination.
That's a big deal. Then you have Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, If Beale Street Could Talk, A Star Is Born. I think A Star Is Born probably wins.
Star Is Born is going to win. I just think that, I hate to put it this way, I'm sorry Black Panther and I'm sorry Disney. I think Black Panther got nominated because they wanted to show that a cultural phenomenon, even a superhero movie, could be nominated. But at the same time, I also do agree that, is it a Oscar-winning, Academy Award-winning, Golden Globe-winning film? I don't know about all that.
There's been comic book and superhero movies that have been worthy that just at the time they came out, we just weren't there yet. So the fact that it is what it is, and it's a good movie, but I feel like if Dark Knight came out this year, like it would probably be like in the discussion.
Yeah. I just think that Black Panther has too much competition, and I just don't think it's gonna win. I just think it was one of those, hey, we want people to watch the Golden Globes, so they put Black Panther in there, and I won't be surprised if they do that for.
Well, and to be honest, like the Golden Globes have always been more of popular. A party, than the Oscars is prestige. The Golden Globes, it's a popularity contest / party. Like the voters, like the Golden Globes has less than 10% of the voting core that the Oscars have. Like Oscars, there's like over 9,000 voting members, whereas the Golden Globes, there's like 100 or less. So it's much more of like a communal party, and like the actors and the talent and the directors and the writers and everything, they all get to go show up, and they have good food and drinks and party and get recognized a little bit, which is nice, because that's the thing. These are recognitions, and they're early telling signs of what could come when the big boys hit.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. The only thing is, I have to ask before we go into Avengers real quickly is, no, never mind. I'll say that for our podcast.
All right.
We're gonna wait on that question for our podcast, which you'll see next Wednesday. Now, wrapping all up the Golden Globes, is there any film in particular besides? Well, no. I think we both know that the film that's going to wrap up a lot of awards is going to be Star Is Born and The Favorite.
Yep.
And I think those are going to be your two films that's going to go towards the Academy for sure. Other than that, the only other films I see that will be nominated for anything for the Academies is going to be If Beale Street Could Talk, Rami for Bohemian Rhapsody. I think Christian Bale for Vice is going to get something. Green Book is going to get maybe 2 honorable mentions. And, of course, my opinion, maybe the underrated movie of the year, Roma.
Yep. Oh, by far.
Okay. So, that wraps up the Golden Globe nominations. And real quick, we're just going to talk about Avengers Endgame. So, the day we started recording this, which will be Friday, Avengers Endgame trailer dropped a few hours in the morning. I'm a little bit underwhelmed.
I'm very underwhelmed. And, um, I mean, I'm somebody who none of the Avengers movies, Infinity War to a certain extent, but for the most part, the Avengers movies haven't really, like, hit anything with me.
Really?
Infinity War, it got me there a little bit, and then I was just like,
Okay.
this doesn't matter. It's everything's coming back, and then you launched this as your first trailer, and I've seen people complaining online saying like, it's just a teaser. Done. It's not. It's named first trailer. It's over trailer. It's over 2 minutes long, and guess what? Nothing happens.
We didn't see anything.
And first of all, why is Tony Stark on a ship by himself with no food, no water, and about to get no air? Nebula was with him last time I checked. And then we see her in the trailer, and she's with Thor. Did she just leave him? And then the best part for me, honestly, was the fact that in the middle of the trailer you see them looking down the list of the heroes who they thought vanished, and Scott Lang is like one of the first ones, and then at the end on like the post trailer teaser you get Scott Lang at like the Avengers compound, like, hey, can I come in? Obviously, he's the key to everything with the quantum realm and everything.
I was just about to say, I want to know how he got out of the quantum realm. I guess they're going to explain that. But yeah, he is going to be the key for basically Avengers 4 or Avengers Endgame. And it's like, I was complaining about this on Twitter the other day. I just think that due to marketing, they're not going to show us as much. But in my opinion, I think that is why you shouldn't have made 3 Marvel movies at the same time, especially for next year. I understand doing Captain Marvel so you can put her in Avengers.
Well, and then Spider-Man's going to debut tomorrow.
Right, and you're doing Spider-Man, and it's like, for marketing purposes, I feel like as Disney, because you have so many films coming out next year, you could have did just Captain Marvel and Endgame, and it would have been done. I think you'd have been done after that. We didn't need to see anything else. We didn't need to know anything else. And then you do your next phase, because this is such a cultural phenomenon. Almost in a sense, you didn't need to make you needed to make a Spider-Man movie right afterwards. And plus, you got Dumbo, Aladdin, Lion King, and a couple of other films coming out. It's just like, you could have waited, Disney. You really could have waited. And I think that's why they didn't show anything. But even then, it's like, true. But even then, it's just like, I was a tad bit disappointed with this trailer. It wasn't as big as the first trailer for Avengers Infinity War was. It's just
not like, at all.
Okay, guys. You could have did a better trailer than that. So,
yeah, that's my thoughts. Was weak.
It was weak.
So, I thought the Captain Marvel trailer was better.
It was, and I was still a little bit underwhelmed about Captain Marvel's trailer, but that's a whole nother topic. Listen to Matinee Talk on Wednesday to find out my thoughts on that. And then this upcoming Wednesday, we will be talking about our top 5 Christmas movies.
Yes.
I still haven't read what mine yet, so by the time you listen to our recording, I'll have them done. And if you don't know, Matinee Talk is basically Johnny's and I's podcast that we do every other Wednesday. It is on Spotify, iTunes, iTunes Radio, Google Play, and SoundCloud. So we have all the links in the description down below, so you can check those out. We will be doing more of these, probably not until next year, just because of holidays and things of that nature. But for our first video, I think we did good.
Yeah.
It's about 20 so minutes long, but that's fine. We'll deal with that. But other than that, is there anything else you would like to say, Johnny?
Nope. Golden Globes, folks. Avengers.
But from Johnny and I, thank you guys so much. See you guys next time.